All of you, Malya Convent School presents a presentation on that of a partner. I am Jayashree Gidwani and I'm here to start this presentation. The contents we are going to understand in this presentation are: first, introduction of debt of a partner; second, method of calculation of profit of deceased partner; third, settlement of amount due to executor; fourth, conclusion of this presentation. Now, I would like to start with the introduction of debt of a partner. When any partner died, the amount payable to him is payable to his legal executors. The account of deceased partner are made in the same way in case of retiring partner. A deceased partner will receive all the things but accept the profit if the current year till the date of death. The deceased partner will get his share in revaluation of assets and liability, interest on capital, his share in reserves, and share in the goodwill of the firm. The things which will return from the deceased partner are drawings, interest on drawings, his share in the reduction of goodwill, loss on revaluation of assets and liabilities, and accumulated losses. The adjustments, next slide, Devesh. The adjustment are firstly recorded in the account of deceased partner, and then, if the balance remain, would be transferred to his legal executor's account. That of a partner dissolves the partnership, but if the remaining partner wants to carry on the partnership, then for that purpose, they have to prepare new agreements specifying new terms and conditions. The important note is, it should be noted that under Section 37 of Partnership Act 1932, the executors will be entitled at their choice to interest at 6% per annum on amount due from the date of the debt or to the date of payment, or the proportion of profit which is earned by the firm. The executors will collect the amount on the behalf of the deceased partner, as this money belongs to him only. The next topic is method of calculation of profit of the deceased partner. Date of the death. There are two methods, first on the time basis and second on turnover basis. The first method is on time basis. In this method, we have to take the profit of the last year and the time which he remained a partner during the current year. So on the basis of last year profit, we will calculate the profit till the date of that. Steps of this method are: first, we have to check the date of the debt which will be given in the question. Secondly, we have to calculate the time period till the date of that. It could be in months, years, or weeks. Then we have to check about the profit of the last year. The formula is profit of the last year till the date of that equals to profit of last year multiplied by the time period till date of that. This will be the profit of the firm. After this, we have to calculate the share of the deceased partner. Then the journal entry passes, and the journal entry is profit and loss suspense account debit to deceased partner. Now, for the further explanation, I would like to call Devesh Aswani.
Thanks, Jesse, for inviting me for continuing for the further presentation. Good morning, all. So, my topic is illustration number 1 of time basis. A, B, and C were partners in a firm sharing profits in the ratio 3:2:1. The firm closes its books on 31st March every year. B died on 12/6/2017. On B's death, the goodwill was valued at rupees 60,000. On B's death, his share in the profits of the firm till the time of his death was to be calculated on the previous year's profit, which was rupees 1,50,000. So from the question, we can understand that the question is based on the time basis. So we will calculate the profit of the deceased partner by time basis method, as the question says. So we will have to calculate the B share in the profit of the firm, and as well as we will also need to pass the journal entry for the treatment of goodwill and B share of profit at the time of his death by time basis method. So the question which I have spoken, so the question which I have spoken is that the solution of that question. So date particulars LF, amount debit and amount credit. 2017, first of all, we will pass the entry on 2017 June 12, and the entry will be A's capital account debit, C's capital account debit to B's capital account. So B's capital account has been credited. So this is B's share of goodwill adjusted into capital accounts of A and C in their gaining ratio, i.e. 3:1. And A's capital account has been debited with 15,000, C's capital account has debited with 5,000, and B's capital account has been credited with 20,000. So as B is the deceased partner, his share in the goodwill will be transferred to the A and C and capital accounts respectively, and A and C partners will gain that in their gaining ratio. Then secondly, we will pass the journal entry profit and loss suspense account debit to B's capital account, and it is a share of B's capital and profit, and that is 10,000, which is shown in the working notes in the next slide. So you all will be able to understand that how this figure exists in this journal entry. So here are the working notes of the journal entry, and that is B. First of all, we will calculate B share of goodwill, and that is rupees 60,000 into 2/6, which is equal to rupees 20,000. Then next step is to calculate the number of the days, and that is from March 31 to June 12. So that is 73. And after that, we will have to calculate B share of profit by time basis method, and that is 1,50,000 into 73 upon 365 into 2/6, and that is rupees 10,000. So the next topic which I'm going to discuss is on turnover basis method. So in other words, we can also say that it is based on sales method, as we all know that, and we all have studied in class 12 that turnover basis is also known as a sales basis, which means the total sales over a period. So in this method, we have to take into consideration the profit and the total sales of the last year, as I've discussed now. So the profit of the current year is estimated on the basis of the sales of the last year and the sales up to the date of death. So steps to calculate on turnover basis are first of all, we will have to check the date of the death, which means when the partner has died, and this information will be provided in the question. Then secondly, we will have to check the last year sales. And third, we will have to check the sales of the current year till the date of the death. Then we will have to check the last year profits. For example, a firm has earned 4-year profits of the year 2015, 16, 17, and 18, and 19, such as 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, and 5 lakh. So this type of information will be provided in the question, and we have to compute that. And after that, we will apply the formula, and that is profit of the firm till the date of the death is equal to last year profit into sale of current year till date of death upon last year sales. So if we'll talk of the deceased partner profit, so the profit of the deceased partner, obviously, if we can say that it is a share of him, then after that, we will have to pass a necessary journal entry in order to show the effect, and that is profit and loss suspense account debit to deceased partner's capital account. So whatever the profit belongs will be transferred in the profit and loss suspense account. And in this case, profit and loss account will not be prepared, because remember, because we will have to remember one thing that profit and loss suspense account is always prepared on the death of a partner, not P&L account. So for the further explanation, I would like to call Preeti Sharma. Thank you.
Thanks, Devesh, for inviting me for continuing the further presentation. So, I am going to explain illustration number second. So, Tara, Sita, and Meena were partners in a firm, sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:2:1. Sarah dies on 30th June 2017, whereas the firm closes its books on 31st March every year. According to their partnership deed, Sarah's representative would be entitled to get share in the interim profits of the firm calculated on sales basis. Sales and profit for the year 2016 and 17 were rupees 6 lakh and 1 lakh 80,000 respectively, and sales in the year 2017 and 18 till the date of her death amounted to rupees 1,20,000. We are required to calculate Sarah's share of interim profit and also pass the general entry for giving Sarah her share of interim profits. So firstly, we will calculate ratio of profit to sales, which is profit of the previous year upon sales of the previous year, which is 1,80,000 upon 6 lakh into 100, which is 30%. Secondly, we will calculate the profit of the deceased partner by sales method, which is 1,20,000 into 30 upon 100, which is 36,000. Next, we will calculate Sarah's share of profit, which is 36,000 into 2 upon 5, which is 14,400. So finally, we will pass a single journal entry, which is profit and loss expense account debit to Sarah's capital account. Profit and loss expense account has been debited and Sarah's capital account has been credited as the profit increases the capital. So according to the golden rule, increase in capital is always credited. Now, I would like to call Sujal for the further presentation.
Thank you, Priti, for inviting me for the presentation. So, my topic is settlement of amount due to executor. In settlement of amount due to executor, firstly we have to check the amount of the loan of interest which is payable on loan. Then secondly, the date of installment as well as the velocity, which can be either in annual, half yearly or quarterly must be noted. Then interest is transferred to executor loan account. So two general entries are passed. First, interest account debit to executor loan, being the interest payable on the loan. And secondly, loan account debit to bank account, in which the loan account is closed and repayment of loan is done. So now the next illustration number 3. Danish, Anna and Pranjal are partners in a firm sharing ratio firm profit and losses in the ratio 5:3:2. Their books are closed on March 31st every year. Danish died on September 30, 2019. The executor of Danish are entitled to first his share of capital, 55 lakh rupees, along with his share of goodwill. The total goodwill of the firm was valued at rupees 60,000. Second, his share of profit up his date of death on the basis of sales till date of death. Sales for the year end March 31st, 2019 was rupees 2 lakh and profit for the same year was 10% on sales. Sales show a growth trend of 20% and percentage of profit earning is reduced by 1%. Amount of Danish was transferred to his executor. So we can pass the general entries. Firstly, Anna's capital account debit, Pranjal capital account debit to Danish capital, in which Danish share of goodwill adjusted in capital account of Anna and Pranjal. Second, profit and loss suspense account debit to Danish capital, in which Danish share of profit up to date of his debt transferred to his capital account. Then Danish capital account debit to Danish executor account. Then we can calculate the sales profit for 6 months, Danish share of profit. We can calculate the sales. 2 lakh plus 20% of 2 lakh is equals to 2 lakh plus 40,000. 2 lakh 40,000. Profit 10% minus 1% is equals to 9%. Profit for 6 months, 2,40,000 into 9 upon 100 into 6 upon 12 is equals to 10,800. Then Danish share of profit is equals to 10,800 multiplied by 5 upon 10 is equals to 5,400. So for the further explanation, I would like to invite Subhanshi Verma. Thank you.
Me. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shubhanshi Verma, and I'm here to explain the conclusion of our PPT. The partnerships comes into the end immediately whenever a partner dies, although the firm may continue with the remaining partners. The deceased partner is entitled to get his share in the firm as the per provision of a partnership agreement. His share in the firm is calculated in the same manner as in the case of a retiring partner. Normally, the retirement takes place at the end of the accounting period, but the death may occur any time. Hence, the claim of decreased partner shall also include his share or profit or loss, interest or profit on capital and drawings, if any, from the date of the last balance sheet to the date his death, fit or loss, interest on capital drawings, if any, from the date of the last balance sheet to the date of his death. As we have discussed earlier, there are two methods for calculating profit. First one is the time method, in which the profit for the time period is calculated either on the basis of last year's profit or on the basis of average profit of last few years. And second is turnover or sales basis, in which the profit up to the date of death for the current year are calculated on the basis of current year's sales up to the death of date. Thank you everyone for hearing us.